Hello, everyone. Great to be here. Hey, Antonio.
Hi, Hani.
So, Antonio, I'll cut to the chase. We're really living in an unprecedented time of rapid and accelerating change. You can call it entropy. We see it here in the US and globally with increased macroeconomic, geopolitical, and technology-induced volatility. How do you see this impacting private investments in the US? And how would you adapt to these trends in the context of risk and uncertainty?
So, look, uncertainty is really about predicting future cash flows and investing. Do you know what's going to happen? And in times of stability, it's easy to do this. So, strategies like buyouts are good. Small growth companies with stable cash flows can be leveraged. In times like this, you really need to think about how change is impacting the ultimate economic engine of whatever you're investing in. That's why we invest in technology. Technology is fundamentally remaking the world, and this allows you to create economic opportunity over a long period of time. But that uncertainty impacts how we price that today and how we think about those opportunities.
Yeah, like a great example that showcases all of this is what happened in Silicon Valley Bank. So it was affected by the interest rate environment, but also hyperconnectivity that allowed a bank run, in a single day. Any comments on this?
I think that the macro situation in the U.S. is quite difficult because we're short 5 million workers, we have negative productivity, and ultimately what we need to do is actually have either more people or higher productivity. Technology, the stuff we work on, increases productivity. Right, so some of the technology platforms we like artificial intelligence and others, space, we're sandwiched between space and artificial intelligence, right? Two very important productivity improvement mechanisms. But this is a fundamental challenge for us, and I think the best solution is to continue to innovate and grow.
Got it. Now, on the topics of emerging technologies, throughout human history, emerging technologies have been a major force in driving changes in humanity. On top of mind today, what everyone speaks about is AI and how it will be adopted. I'm sure you are aware of the recent letter that was signed by a major group of investors and technologists, including your friend Elon.
Yes, yes.
In which they were commenting on AI and how it will be adopted. How do you see AI affecting the economic landscape in general, and also the regulatory frameworks that we're used to?
So I'm going to answer this question in two ways. AGI, which is what OpenAI is doing, or DeepMind did, we invested in DeepMind in 2010 because we believed in artificial general intelligence. And the reality is that Google bought that business in 2014, and it kind of disappeared, and people forgot about it a little bit. What OpenAI has done is now brought this idea of AGI back into the popular lexicon, but it's been going on for a long time for us. And as you know, for a decade plus, we've been investing in what we call verticalized artificial intelligence. These are companies that are applying artificial intelligence in very narrow ideas. As an example, we have a company called K-Health that's doing primary care triage and applying artificial intelligence. A company called Zipline that's doing drone delivery, applying artificial intelligence to the third world. Narrow data moats and very narrow applications. When you get to a more general application, like ChatGPT, which we all now probably have on our phones, it becomes much more, I'd say, in many ways, dangerous and utopian. It can be both dystopian and utopian. And the reason this letter is important is that I believe we do need a national and a global regime to think about artificial intelligence safety. It's very important. This is a technology platform which I believe is as important as nuclear energy. Nuclear energy could fuel the future, or could actually destroy the entire planet. And I think AGI is the same way. We need to very carefully develop a regime globally together to manage it.
Antonio, there is a question, like whenever you ask it to someone, it induces like an extreme answer from both sides. AI's effect on human creativity and productivity. Do you think it's doomsday or like better future for humanity? It's not an easy question, but take a step.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be one or the other. I think it will be one or the other. It's interesting, as I said earlier, we have negative 2.5% growth productivity in the U.S., and we're short workers. So clearly, artificial intelligence is a way to solve this and to create a future where we all have excess resources. But that doesn't mean we have excess well-being. And one of the things I admire about the kingdom, and I learned from you all in the kingdom, is how much you think about the well-being of your people. Here in America, we think a lot about the economics of our people. Do they have enough money? Should we have UBI as an example? We don't think necessarily about the well-being. And I think what artificial intelligence is going to make us do is think about the well-being of our people, the way you think about it. And we can learn a lot from you about this because money is not well-being. And you have to have purpose. If the machines take our jobs, we will lose our purpose.
Yeah.
And that is fundamental to our well-being as humans. So I think we have to be very careful, Hani, how we manage this technology. And we have to look to our friends around the world about how to think about society.
So final question, Antonio. I mean, as you have known and seen, during the recent macro environment, growth investors have been challenged the most. What's your view on the next few coming years for growth investors and late-stage investing in general?
So look, growth investing has gone through many cycles, as you know, and I think what happened in the last cycle is we had a very large bubble of capital coming into the space. And it wasn't just that it was excess capital that drove up pricing, it was that it changed the velocity of our cycle time. Yeah. So our strategy is to take a long time to get to know a company. We're at a small check, and a venture check, a bigger check, a bigger check, and we deploy operations resources to get to know a company over time. And we lower our risk by doing this. If you change pricing and then you also change the cycle time of that relationship development, you fundamentally change the risk equation. And so I think what we need to do here is adjust to both these dynamics. The markets themselves, because the public markets are down, will adjust pricing. But it's very important that we also adjust the way we think about companies as they grow, because they really need help in how they grow. It's not just about the capital, it's about helping them scale. And that relationship we build, I think, needs to be reestablished. So we as growth equity investors and our brethren in that area, I hope we change the cycle times. We go back to longer cycle times. We think more about the people. We think more about how they are developing as managers and executives and how we can help them.
Antonio, great. Thank you so much. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, audience.
My pleasure. Thank you, Hani.